You drain your savings to rescue a family member from a crisis, only to watch them systematically erase the event from your family's history. My sister Claire and I grew up with a genuine bond. Despite our different personalities, there was a deep, unquestioned trust between us, the kind of foundation you assume is permanent. That foundation was tested when Claire's business failed. She was facing mounting debts and a landlord threatening legal action. She needed a way out immediately. I didn't hesitate. I stepped into that void and transferred my entire personal savings into her account to stop the collapse. Unconditional trust operates as a high-risk emotional loan. You hand over the capital, assuming the relationship is the collateral. A default on that trust dissolves the shared history that made the help possible in the first place. The mechanics were simple. £15,000 moved in 3 separate payments over 6 weeks. There were no formal agreements, interest rates, or repayment schedules. I told her to let me know when she could begin paying it back. 8 months passed. In all that time, Claire never mentioned the money, the debt, or a plan for repayment. The absence of the money wasn't the initial problem. The tension began when the unacknowledged financial void started to mutate into a quiet, underlying resentment. The shift became visible at a routine family dinner. The atmosphere was subtly altered, and I could feel my parents treating me with a new, unexplained distance. My mother eventually spoke up. She carefully explained that Claire had told her I'd promised to help, but never followed through, leaving her to face her hardest period alone. I sat with that information for a moment, processing the disconnect between what I had done and what was being said. I asked my mother for the specific details of Claire's story. According to Claire, the transfers never happened. The money never arrived. I had made promises that I simply failed to keep. Fabricating a story like this allows a borrower to recast themselves as a victim of a broken promise, rather than the recipient of a favor they cannot return. I left the dinner without a word. I bypassed the impulse to call Claire and went home to examine the only objective record of the last 8 months. I opened my banking app to find the digital footprint of those 3 transactions. The data was immutable. I pulled the dates, the exact amounts, the reference numbers, and the destination account details, all verified in Claire's name. I downloaded the PDF statements and saved screenshots in 3 separate locations. I didn't say anything to anyone for 2 weeks. At the next family gathering, the weight of their misplaced judgment was palpable. I waited for the right moment, then placed my phone on the table. I showed my parents the bank statements, the dates, the account name, and the £15,000 that had left my account. When someone tries to manipulate a shared reality, raw, quantitative data becomes an absolute neutralizing weapon. Claire left the house almost immediately. She offered no explanation then, and she hasn't spoken to me in the month since. The family dynamics didn't repair quickly. Some members found it difficult to reconcile the version of me they had been told to believe with the physical evidence on the screen. The £15,000 was never repaid. I have accepted that I will never see that money again. I reframe that loss as the purchase price of clarity. It was a one-time fee paid to understand exactly who my sister was. A financial inability to pay is a question of resources. Rewriting history in front of your family is a deliberate choice to prioritize a lie over a relationship. Keeping meticulous records isn't an act of paranoia. It is a necessary boundary of self-defense.